here we have the final words of Pyramus' speech. So he says, but it is literally, it is of a timid, maybe man supplied, but it is essentially, it is timid, it is cowardly. Your subject here is it to choose death. Alrighty, so Willamina is going to be our direct object. Thisbe, if you remember the Greek that we've talked about in class, is going to be genitive, so we'll say of Thisbe, and then here's our verb toilet. So he lifts her veil, and our and connecting us to ferret, he brings it. Say cum, remember this is just cum, and then say, so with himself. And then this is a little bit tricky. The object of the preposition ad is umbram, so to the shade of the agreed upon tree. So this is creating a chiasmus where you can kind of see him also like kind of traveling through the line to the shade, but it's also kind of encompassing all of the things here. And here we have another ut. So remember your quay jumps in front and since we don't have a subjunctive with our dated, it's going to be as. So as he dated from do dare to give, as he gave tears, he gave kisses, and then these two words go together. So that's why I waited to translate them. And these are both in the dative feminine singular. So that's how we know they go together to the known, like kind of recognized veil. So this makes for a nice anaphora with the dated. So seeing the action that he's doing here. All right, and then this is his very last line. He says, "Akipe nunc," receive now. So this is an imperative. He said, and then you're going to jump all the way here. This is a fourth declension noun, and so it's going to be plural. Literally, it's drinks, but you could just say a drink. That's fine. Quoque also, and then nostri sanguinis is going to be genitive. So he's probably talking to the veil here, since that was the last thing that we saw, and he's in the singular. So receive now a drink of my blood also. Again, that nostri, like we saw earlier, is going to mean my. And so the implication here is that he's going to kill himself, and then the veil will soak in his blood. And so they're both dead. Of course, we all know Thisbe's not dead. All right, now this is a little bit tricky. This quo looks like the same quoque is up here, but it is not. This is an and quo. So, and it's a little bit backwards. So we've got with which, and then you could say he was equipped or he had been equipped. I'm going to just underline both of them. With which he had been equipped. We don't know what that is, because the antecedent doesn't come until the very end of the line. All right, again, this gets a little bit graphic. So he demisset, he sent the ferrum, which is a fabulous metonymy, pretty commonly seen, where iron represents a sword in Ilia. Alrighty, and then nec mora, the book tells us means without delay. Moriens with this ns is a present active participle. Remember, when we have the ns, it's going to be nominative singular, so it's describing Pyramus. So dying, he tracks it. Imply the sword, so he dragged the sword. A vulnere, and then ferventi, describing the wound. Pretty juicy there.